Welcome to another episode of Look at Me, I'm the Victim. Amber somehow manages to say quite a lot this time, while saying nothing at all. We get a haul that no one asked for, another meal she wants applause for eating, and another COVID update that serves no purpose. Then of course, the grand finale, another forced attempt at making herself seem deep and misunderstood. At this point, watching the vlogs is like reading the same chapter of a bad book over and over again. Except somehow, she gets more insufferable every time, which makes it funnier for us. She starts us off with her shopping haul, because when your life lacks real substance, retail therapy is the only thing that fills that void. She fawns over the necklace like it's the crown jewels, going on about the perfect weight, the non-cheap look, and how she hopes it's tight enough on her neck, because suffocation is chic apparently. Then there's a keychain and a tiny mirror or something, because clearly she was suffering without a pocket-sized reflection of herself to gaze into. And finally, a bag that will sit on a shelf untouched, like the millions of other things she's hoarded over the years. She calls herself obsessed, but we all know that means she'll forget about it in 2 weeks and move on to her next hyperfixation. It's a pattern as predictable as her excuses. Another video, another meal she forces us to sit through like we're supposed to be deeply invested in her mid-tier frozen dinner experience. Today's culinary masterpiece? Another factor meal, because she's still pretending that microwaving food equals staying on track. She's hesitant about the green beans for some reason. The tiny onions are cute. Girl, you microwaved it for 3 minutes. It's not a gourmet dining experience. But let's talk about the real takeaway here. My eating has been horrific, she says. You don't say! Could it possibly be because you eat out of boredom, refuse to commit to any structured meal plan, and rely on takeout to regulate your emotions? She admits to binging on chips and ice cream, claims she's scared to weigh herself, and somehow expects us to believe that these factor meals are saving her from self-sabotage. Yeah, we've heard this 100 times before. Give it 2 weeks and she'll be right back binging on Taco Bell while pretending she doesn't know why she's gaining weight. Then she almost took another COVID test, but she didn't. She wanted to wait until she knew she was negative. Translation: she's been dragging this COVID narrative for clicks and she's finally run out of ways to milk it. And then shocker, when she finally takes the test, it's negative! Wow, who could have seen this coming? Truly a modern miracle. Someone alert the CDC because Amberlynn has defeated COVID. The whining, however, is not over. She is still tired, out of breath, and depressed because she hasn't left her apartment. Amber, none of this is new. You were like this before COVID. This isn't the virus, this is just your life. Then we reach the most predictable part of the vlog, the I need privacy speech, the forced BPD awareness moment, the Amazon books that she'll never read. Apparently she's keeping therapy private now. So brave. Except she immediately tells us about it, so what's the point? She claims she used to overshare after her therapy sessions, but now she's setting boundaries. Except, of course, she's still talking about having BPD, still making herself sound like the most misunderstood person alive, and still trying to frame her past horrible behaviour as some kind of tragic symptom of her conditions. And let's not forget the workbooks she ordered. This is peak Amber. Buys self-help books, talks about them like they're life-changing, and never uses them. Just like all her journals, planners, weight loss programs, meal services, fitness equipment, therapy sessions, everything. She'll read 3 pages, get bored, and never mention them again. At this point, she's just proving that her life is a cycle. Buys something useless, pretends she's changing her life, over-explains irrelevant health updates, tries to control the narrative with fake boundaries, and ends the vlog as if anything of value happened. But spoiler alert, nothing ever really happens. At the end of the day, this was just another installment of the Amberlynn Reid show, where the only thing she's truly committed to is running in circles and refusing to change.